Hey guys, it's Matt here. Haven't made videos in quite some time now. I didn't make one for last month. I had some exams for university and I'm also going away on vacation soon, so this will probably be the last video before I go away. But when I come back, I'm going to be starting up with a whole lot more content, especially for the summer for you guys. I'm really going to try and put a lot more videos out there. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first app up is called Earn Extra Income. So this one pretty much says it in the name, this helps you earn more money. Now within the app it actually lists a bunch of different ways you can make money. For example, Fiverr, if you haven't heard of that, it basically allows you to pay people or be paid to do a service. So make someone artwork or music and stuff like that. You can also do something like Transcribe Me, where you type something up, or you can do Schooly, you can teach people things, and there's also ones where you can do website testing and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of different categories of jobs you can do without even leaving your house. Up next is Facebook Local. Even though this is made by Facebook, quite a lot of people haven't heard of this yet. And to be honest, I'd never heard of it until about a week ago, but it basically connects you with all your friends and it'll list all of the things nearby that are going on. So all the events going on, like shows, movies, will show you whether there's like theater on or whether there's some cook-off or a parade. And it will also show you whether people you know are going as well. So like friends on Facebook, it will show whether they're interested or whether they're going to these events. And overall it's quite cool. It categorizes them quite well and it finds my interests as well. You have a search bar so you can search for events nearby and stuff like that. There's a map as well so you'll be able to get there, and it basically integrates with Facebook so everything's sort of linked together. Up next is Google News. This one is fairly new. A lot of people have heard of it, but if you haven't, I would definitely recommend downloading it. It's one of the best news apps that I've seen so far, and it's really cool, and it's got some intelligence behind it as well. So for example, if you're looking at a topic, you can click this button up the top and it will do full coverage. This will get all of the different news articles about this one topic and it will combine them all into one list. There's also a headline section so you can go ahead and look at world news, you can search by topic, or your own country. You can also search for Google News, Android News, you have a search bar. You can also add the news articles to your home screen, and overall it organizes them pretty well. Okay, so the next app up is called Reroo. This one has kind of a strange name, but basically it's a train app where you can go ahead and buy train tickets. So you simply put in where you're going from or where you're going to, and the time, whether you need a single or a return, and then it will actually go ahead and list a bunch of prices. So it will tell you the price of the fastest train, the slowest train, and it will tell you like the cheapest ticket as well, which is really clever. Overall, it just looks nice and it's very fluid and it's just really nice and simple to use and very fast as well. So as you can see, it shows you the prices low to high and also the time it will take. I think it's really clever. It's still in like the beta testing mode. This isn't the full official version, but it's still pretty good and I would go ahead and try it out. The next app up is called SideSqueeze, and if you've ever seen the Google Pixel 2 where you squeeze the side of the phone and it does something, this allows you to do that. So I don't really know how it works without having like a sensor in the phone to detect you squeezing it, but it honestly does work, and there's a bunch of settings below to change the sensitivity, the threshold, but when you go ahead and squeeze your phone, it will do the desired action. So I've got it set up to go straight to Google. So whichever app I'm in, if I just squeeze the phone, it will go ahead and jump straight into the Google app. This is actually really cool. There's a lot of options in here. You can actually go ahead and set it up to turn on your flashlight or act as the home button, the back button. As you can see, there's a bunch of different options. And you can also do long hold as well. So if you squeeze it and hold it down, it will do something different. But this is definitely worth checking out. Okay, so the app up next is called Snapseed. This one isn't very new, but there's a lot of new features in it which I've picked up lately, and I think they're actually really cool. They're worth checking out. Obviously, you can do things like change the curvature of your photo, so you can actually go ahead and you can change your exposure of different elements in the photo, like your highs, your lows, your shadows. You also have options to expand the image, so you can actually make it bigger than it actually is, and it will auto-fill. You can also change the perspective of it, and it will auto-fill the black spots as well, which is actually pretty intelligent, and it works really well. You obviously have things like Photoshop where you can touch up spots and stuff like that, but go check it out. The next app up is called Stash. This one is kind of just like a third-party app for Reddit, but I really like the way it looks. So it will load all the things in the background, so when you open it, it won't need to refresh and it will have everything loaded. And you get your standard feed here, you can click into things, and overall I just like it. It's really simple to use, and I'm not really fussed on the Reddit app, so I thought this was really good. There isn't much of a way of like filtering or anything like that, but you can preload your content, and there's a dark mode, and personally I just think it looks really nice, and it makes me want to use Reddit more, so I would check this out. The next one up is really useful actually. This one's called StopAd, and I've never been a fan of these in the past, but it's basically a VPN which blocks out your ads. The ones in the past haven't worked that great, but this one actually works really good. So for example, in an app like Showbox, where you have an ad that pops up when you first start up the app, that actually cuts it out. And there's also no banner at the bottom there with some ads going across either, so it completely blocks those out. You will still get your ads on like Instagram and Facebook and things like that, because they're not like official ads, they're actually just put into your timeline, but it's worth checking out. Up next is Today Calendar. This one is really nice. It basically uses your Google Calendar and it implements all of the events onto the home screen widget, which is really cool. The only reason I use this is for the home screen widget. I don't have the premium version, I just use the free one, but I like the way it looks on my home screen. It's transparent, I can hit this little plus button and it will allow me to add things to my Google Calendar, and there's also a lot of options to change the way it looks and the way it works. So it's really nice to use. Last up is TooGoodToGo. So this one is one I found recently. I'm not sure why, but it reset after I've closed the app. But basically, it allows you to get cheaper food. So whenever restaurants or takeaways have stuff left over, they can actually go ahead and offer you the food on this app for a lower price or even free. So it will tell you how many are left. You can reserve the food item in the app. It will show you a map on how to get there. But basically, if you want some cheaper, lower price food, and it's the same quality, definitely go ahead and check this app out. It could also be good for homeless people, you know, if you want to help someone out, then you could definitely let them use this app in order to get lower prices on food. But there's a lot of different restaurants to choose from, and it will vary via your location, but the inbuilt map is very good as well. It will show you where has food left and where it doesn't, so you don't have to go ahead and try a bunch of different places. You have a filter as well, so you can put in your type of food and your price and the time of pickup and stuff like that. But it's definitely worth checking out. That is actually a really cool one. Anyway guys, that's my top 10 apps for June of 2018. I really hope you enjoyed my video, so don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe.